What's up, guys? This is No Retreat, No Surrender. Today we're going to be talking about basic nutrition if you are working out, if you are taking care of yourself. If you're sitting on your ass not doing anything, ignore this video because it ain't going to help you. So we'll get right to it. First things first, you're going to need a basic multivitamin. You do not have to go spend $30, $40, $50 on all this newfangled crap that is out there. Go get yourself a basic multivitamin because as you train, as you work out, and you sweat, you're going to be dropping nutrients, you're going to be sweating things out. So you're going to need a basic multivitamin. Now, if you are 35 and over, I would recommend that you look into fish oils as well. Of course, as always, talk to your doctor about what they recommend, but fish oils as well. Got my list here so I keep everything straight. Next, water. At least a liter, if not 2 to 3 liters a day, depending on how active you are, how hot it is, how much you're working out and such. Now, you should, by this point, have cut all the sugary drinks, all that garbage out of your diet, so you're going to be wanting something to drink anyways. So, ice cold water is there she is, or room temperature, it doesn't matter, although ice cold water, your body does have to technically heat it up, so it does burn a calorie or two, but there's no big difference between the two. Alright, now this is the hard one. Now, think about what your ideal weight was, okay? Let's say growing up, you were 150 pounds when you thought you looked your best. And God knows what you are now, 175, whatever. So, what you'd want to do is, to get back to that target weight, is we're going to go a gram of protein per pound of body weight when you're actually building muscle, when you're actually really needing it. You're not going to need that when you first start out. Your body's going to have so much excess garbage it needs to get rid of and burn through for the first little bit. It's no big deal. So, as with everything, including training, you start slow and you raise it. So, I'd say 150 pounds, 120 grams of protein a day broken up through 4 to 5 meals, right? You don't have to eat all of that. You can drink a protein shake, which we'll get to in a bit. Needless to say, start building your way slowly up. Now, carbohydrates are a bitch. I used to think I needed 2 grams per pound of body weight, so I was taking 400 or 500 grams in a day. Well, when I decided to start getting my fat ass in shape, and after I was in my bulk period and all that crap, I cut myself down and I've been on 100 grams or less a day of carbs. I mean, if you look at me, you wouldn't, most people can't, they look at me and go, that's all you take? Yeah, that's all I take. Everybody's different. So what I would recommend is and it's such a tricky thing because carbs is where all the heart issues they're finding out are coming from and everything else. So start cutting them. So you've removed all the sugary drinks. You're going to remove all of the sauces because people have no idea how much crap and fat and extra garbage is in sauces. Alfredo sauce, perfect example. Oh, that stuff tastes delicious, but it is horrible for you. Anyways, so you've removed all that. So what you're going to be basically down to is whole grain pasta, rice. I would recommend jasmine. And on the average, people, everybody's different. Everybody's body's going to respond differently. But you do need some carbohydrates to work with the proteins in your body. So I would say if you're taking in 120 grams to begin with of protein, I'd say at least double that and go 240, 250 to start, right? And then as you progress, if you're not getting smaller, which I would assume is the goal, right? Your waist isn't getting smaller. You want your chest and your arms to get bigger, right? You want that waist to shrink. If it's not, start cutting your carbs, right? And when I say cut your carbs, I don't mean cut them in half. I mean 25 grams a day. Just cut it out. 2 weeks. See what it does. If that doesn't work, cut out 25 more grams. Give it another 2 weeks. See how it goes. And you go from there. No one can give you the perfect diet. You know your body, you know how you feel. So you have to think and you have to pay attention to what your body's doing. Plain and simple. Next, vegetables. Eat as much as you want. Okay? They have such a small amount of carbs to them, it's almost negligible, but the fiber is fantastic for you. And they're showing, again, through more and more studies, that fiber actually helps us with our hearts. Keeps our cholesterol down. So as many vegetables as you want. Okay, so now let's get into the supplement crap. To begin with, okay, most of the garbage, or when you walk into GNC, most of all of that, that's for people that are trying to compete. All you really need is a basic protein shake that's going to have a even protein breakdown to it, right? Do not get the small little cans of Ensure and things like that. Those are overpriced, and they use incredibly cheap, crappy sources of protein. And it's funny, those have been around for so long, and doctors have been recommending them for so long, but they're garbage. If you actually look at the ingredients, what's in them, and how they put them together, don't waste your time or your money on it. I'm telling you. Unless you know you want it. Whatever. You're going to have to work twice as hard in the gym, and you're not going to actually build a whole lot of muscle doing that. So, it's up to you. But get yourself a basic protein shake. Now, great place to go, bodybuilding.com. Okay? And On Nutrition, Optimum Nutrition, is a pretty solid one. Their gold standard way. Taken it for years. It's easy on the digestive tract. It doesn't have a lot of lactose in it. Great protein source, and it's got one of the best, I think it's for a 5-pound jug, you get 72 servings. You don't get that anywhere else. I have not seen that anywhere else close for the price that you can get it at, and that'll last you a while. It's like 24, 25 grams a scoop, so you know, you get your 3 solid meals a day, maybe have a shake first thing in the morning when you get up, shake at night before you go to bed, and you're good to go. Now, you're not putting in any kind of sugars, you're not putting in carbohydrates or anything else. You don't need that at this point because, again, you're a beginner. This is for beginners. This is not for people that have been training a while, that are looking to take things up to the next step, things of that nature. This is just for beginners, people coming back from being sick. So, yeah, and that's pretty much all I got for you guys. So those are some basic tips and guidelines that you can use to get yourself healthier. Other thing I would, of course, recommend is get away from all processed foods. Keep everything as much as possible whole foods. Get yourself a George Foreman grill or something like it, a grill you can use indoors. You can cook your chicken, your fish. You know, when I talked about protein, meat. Works awesome. It's fantastic. I do not believe in vegan diets in any way, shape, or form. I don't. Period. So, if you have questions about them, you're asking the wrong guy. So, chicken, fish, incredibly lean beef, only a couple times a week, if that, maybe once a week. Again, depends on your level. As you progress and you get better and better and you turn your body into a machine again, where your metabolism's going where it should be and you're cranking and you're burning those calories, then then you can adjust things. At that point, that's when you want to start looking at a trainer, which I might be doing again. I've been thinking about I might start putting programs again together for people. It depends. I don't know. But that's going to be a little bit down the road. Anyways, so there you go, folks. There are your basic tips on basic nutrition. Very, very, like I said, very, very basic. You can go, if you want to spend the money, go to a nutritionist, talk to them, get a good idea, But the guidelines I gave you when it comes to the amount of protein you need, we don't take enough protein in our diets. If you look at the problems with our country and why we're so fat here in the United States, it's because our protein intake is too low. Our carbohydrate intake is way too high. So, bring that down, bring the protein up. You need protein to build and maintain muscle. If you're not taking in protein What do you think is going to keep your muscles going? What do you think is going to rebuild the muscle when you break it down, when you use it, when you go to work every day and you're on your feet? You're breaking down muscle. You need to be able to replenish your body. Stay strong. Stay healthy. Anyways, guys, as always, this is no retreat, no surrender. I'm the Rev. Keep your heads down, your asses up, and I'll talk to you again real soon.